Dogs are full of parasites. So let's look at a specific one. In this little article from Better Vet, I'm going to blue highlight something. So this is the zoonotic parasite Echinococcus, which is transmittable to humans. They say dog owners should be very wary of this. So for this discussion, let's just look at this parasite. Since all these parasites are very similar, they get into the body from contact with the dog, and they can infect organs, and they can lay dormant in our body for many years. Okay, here's a larger study from the World Health Organization about this parasite. There's a lot of information in here, but the information that I'm really interested in is it from dogs, and can humans get it? Okay, a quick keyword search shows us that it is from dogs. It says prevention programs focus on deworming of dogs. Here, the blue highlighted part, domestic dogs and cats acts as hosts. Also, where it says right here, notice rodents. So I want to mention rodents because I want to show you guys something about rodents here in a little bit. In this part about treatment, it says that it's expensive and complicated to treat, extensive surgery, and prolonged drug therapy. So this isn't something where you can just pop a pill and then it'll fix you, because these things are, let me highlight something else, tumor-like. So these create a cyst, and it's a tumor-like thing in your body. So it's a tumor or a cyst. So let's go over to the definition of cyst so we can understand. Okay, cyst. A cyst is a capsule formed about a minute organism going into a resting or spore stage. So when you get this parasite into your body, it can just go into a little cyst. It's basically hiding out. It's called encysted. And a tumor can form because of this, and pressure can form on your organs, but it can hide from your immune system for a very long time when it's in a cyst. Here's a little image of how this is spread. The dog sheds it, and then the human can get it, goats can get it, but this is how this lives. So this parasite comes from dogs, it infects humans, it can form a cyst in your body, and it can hide from your immune system for a long time. And what I did here is just keyword search this study for humans. And so it talks about how this affects humans, how people do have this. This is a human disease that comes from dogs. So why should we be interested in this? Well, here is one reason that I'll mention briefly. A woman in Australia has one of these worms in her brain. It's a parasitic worm. And she's 64 years old. The comments of this video are going to say, oh, she ate some, dirty lettuce or something. But it's very possible that she could have had this in her brain when she was 20 or 30 years old from consuming dog saliva, or from being around rats, like they mentioned in that other video, or in that study. So since rats are part of this conversation and part of this video, one of the cities that has the most rat problem is Cleveland, Ohio. And one of the dogs that has the most problems with these gliomas, which are brain tumors and other cysts and tumors related to it. I'll put this link in the description. But rat terriers are one of the dogs that suffer from these types of sicknesses. And remember, Cleveland has one of the most highly overpopulated rat problems. And what do we know about rat terriers? They're constantly going after rats. Out in the fields, wherever they can find them, they want to get rats and eat them. So, speaking of Ohio, where all the rats are, let's go to Cleveland area. And here is one of these rat terriers. So for 16 years, this police officer has had this police chihuahua / rat terrier. And if we look at these videos, he is constantly swapping spit with this dog. a dog that is likely in frequent contact with rats that carry parasites, a dog that carries parasites himself, and a dog that also is the one that suffers from parasitic diseases the most. So do you think it's a good idea for this police officer to be going around doing this in public? I don't think so. Here he is again saying good girl as he kisses the dog. Kisses the dog right on the mouth, lets the dog lick his lips and lick his nose. And of course, he's touching the dog's butthole, which can be a source for these tapeworms. And also, he's going to shake this guy's hand later in the video. The police officer's boss says that they were together 24/7 for 16 years.
She was with him all day long at work.
This past year,
Constantly kissing up on this dog, constantly making direct contact with its butthole. It's not good. And the sad part about the story is this police officer died of a brain tumor or brain cancer. Depending on what video you look at, it says that he died of a brain tumor or brain cancer. So is there a chance that he could have got it from consuming the feces particles on this dog? This dog that has known parasites? This dog that is sick from parasites more often than other dogs? Yeah, I think so. And I know it's sad to bring up this guy's story, but his story should be told because he's in constant contact with this dog, kissing on it, touching the excrement part of its body. And people see this police officer, and people think, well, the police officer has a dog, so golly, I guess I better get one too. But they won't talk about the part about the parasites that this dog probably has. And this guy takes the dog out to public parks and other areas, and this is right by Cleveland, Ohio, one of the places that has the worst rat problems. Do you think this dog could probably run into some rats? Definitely. And if the rats have the parasites, then the dog can get them, and then the dog can pass them right on to his owner. The dog's running around digging up in stuff in the park. Could this dog just have got done biting on the ass end of a rat before they brought it over here to make it look good with all these kids? You know, this girl's wearing like a little fuzzy bracelet that's touching up against that dog's butt. Now that girl's going to go in there, and possibly 10, 20 years down the road, this girl could have a cyst in her brain or in her liver from those tapeworms, and it could finally hatch. It could finally infect her body. So this dog should not be anywhere near this kid like this. The butthole touching up against the bracelet, the saliva. These two kids are watching this grown man kiss a dog in the face. It's not healthy. So last but not least, those things I mentioned earlier, the gliomas. This is an article about glioblastoma and other types of problems where they use antiparasitic drugs to get rid of these cysts and get rid of these tumors. So if antiparasitic drugs are saving people from brain cancer and brain tumor, that tells us that there's a parasite in the brain. So if we want to honor this officer's life, I think we should put some information out there. And it's sad that he died, but they should talk about it. And he said in his videos that he wanted to do service to the community. Well, service to the community is to get the truth out there about the parasites that these dogs have and the dangers of running around making constant direct contact with the dog's butt and making face kisses with the dog's saliva. See you guys later. Stay safe out there.